Hello everybody, happy Friday. I don't know if you can tell, the sun is shining. It's going to be a great weekend. I am, if you haven't met me before, I'm Lindsay with Stampin with Lindsay, and I am located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we are officially getting spring now. It's really gorgeous outside. I can't wait to get outside this weekend and just enjoy that sunshine and get my hands dirty in my garden. That is one of my other hobbies. So I do stamp in my evenings and weekends when I'm not working, because I do work full time. But I also like being out in my garden. I've got a bit of a green thumb. I don't know if you can tell. I've got some plants even behind me. I've got plants everywhere. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm super excited. It's Friday and it's almost the weekend. So I just want to show you one thing. You're going to want to take a screenshot of this screen here. This is my May hostess code. So what does that mean? If you are going to be placing an order for some of the new products in the new annual catalog, and your order is going to be under $200, you're going to want to make sure that you use this hostess code, because your name will get entered into a draw to win my hostess benefits for this month. To place an order, just head over to stampinwithlindsayl.blogspot.com and click on Shop Now, and when prompted, make sure you enter that hostess code. I do want to touch base about a special that we are having right now. So if you are going to be spending more than $200, or actually even $135, I might consider suggesting to you about getting the starter kit. So what is the starter kit? The starter kit means that you get a demonstrator ID number that you get to use on all future orders to get 20% off. So you're automatically going to get 20% off all future orders. But right now the special for the starter kit is you will pay only $135, but you'll get to pick out $206 worth of products. So that's what is that? That's almost, oh God, I can't even do the math right now. That's a lot of product free. I think it works out to like 34% off. It's a ridiculous savings right now. So you're going to want to take advantage of that. With your starter kit, you're also going to get all the free business supplies and free shipping, so that you can start your business. And when you get your demonstrator number and sign up under me, you also get to join my team, Stamp Addicts Anonymous. And as part of that group, you also fall under the Crafting Crew umbrella, where we meet monthly to go over. We have a meeting monthly, to go over some news and updates that have been happening in Stampin' Up, as well as we share products and we craft together, all via Zoom right now. When COVID is over, we will get together in person, and these meetings are so much fun. As well as if you do get your demonstrator number and you want to run this as a business, we offer free training every Wednesday for those that are looking to build their business. So it's a great opportunity right now to sign up and get your demo number, and maybe even if you're looking to pick up a new hobby but save some money, I would get your demo ID number just so that you can get 20% off all your orders. You don't even have to sell. There's no obligation to, so it's kind of great right now. And before we get into our card, I do want to go over another special we're having right now for hostesses. So our hostess special right now is called Connect, Craft, and Collect, $30. So if you decide that you would like to host a virtual party with me right now, if your sales total $300, you're going to get an additional $30 in Stampin' rewards. So what does that mean? So your party total of your friends are going to buy $300 worth of stuff. You're going to get 10% of that in free product. That's $30. Plus, we're going to give you an extra $30. So you're going to get $60 in free product right now just by hosting a virtual workshop. So if this is something you might be interested in, reach out to me and we'll work out a plan for your workshop, because there are a bunch of different options to take advantage of this. All right, but let's get into our card. So I have been posting on my Instagram and playing with this new die set. It is called the Give It a Whirl Dies. I've paired it here with our Turtle Friends bundle. And this is how the dies work. How cute is this? It's such a fun interactive card. I'm having so much fun with these dies. So I thought I would show you how they work so that if you decide to purchase them, or maybe you already have them, you'll know how to use them. So this is the one card I made. Again, it was with the Turtle Friends bundle. This bundle is so adorable, and it comes with a punch, and I love our punch bundles because they are relatively cheap and so easy to use. So let me just show you what these dies look like. So when you get your dies, they will come in a clear envelope like this. It'll tell you it's the Give It a Whirl dies. And inside there are actually 2 sheets of dies. So you've got your wheel, you've got some stars and clouds, and some different window options. So you've got kind of like your traditional pie-shaped window, rectangular, circle, and a heart. You've got some hearts you can add on here. Of course, your arrows. There's also some stitched arrows if you didn't want to add a little arrow on there. And then some other decorative pieces. And then this piece is what you would use for the front of your card, which has the little half circle for you to turn your wheel. So I am just going to show you how, I've already cut these pieces out, but I'm going to show you how you would do that. So I'm just going to set these die pieces aside. And I've got just these 2. So I've got your traditional window and then your front piece with your little half circle cut out. And what I did is I took a piece of designer series paper. This is from our Pattern Party designer series paper, I believe is what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the comments. But I just ran it through and I cut it out just like this, okay? And then I took this cute little window die and I lined it up on the hole that the other die cut out. Sorry, just like this. And then I ran this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to cut out my window. So that's why it's got this little circle. This is to use as a guide so that you can line it up. Now I didn't have to do it right at the top. I could have like done it to the side here. But with that little hole punched out, that'll be your guide for using your window piece. So whether you choose to use the heart window or the circle window or the rectangular window, it'll all work the same, where you'll line up your guide on the punched hole. Okay, so I've also already cut out my wheel, and this is what it looks like here. You'll see the wheel also puts a dot in the center, and that's because it lines up with the other dot that is here. And that's because you're going to use a brad to collect them all, or to connect them all. So the dot is so that you don't have to worry about punching a hole. Your brad will fit right through there. Now I've already decorated my wheel, as you can see. I am using for this card the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and die set. I'm using this set because I wanted to show you how versatile these Give It a Whirl dies are. So I've made a card with the Turtle Friends, and I wanted to show you how I could make a card using the Nothing's Better Than. So I've already got my wheel decorated. Another piece you're going to want is a little circle punch. Now this isn't necessary, it's just optional, but I just find it works better when you've got a little circle punched out of some scrap paper. So I happen to use the same designer series paper I'm using. It actually does not matter, it could be a scrap piece of cardstock. And I just use one of our retired circle punches to punch this out. You could use, if I'm looking at the dies, if that's all you're going to be using, you could use this circle die cut out of a piece of scrap paper would also work. And I'll show you why in a second, why I find it's easier to use this little scrap piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scrap piece and I'm going to put it, kind of hold it in the center of my wheel. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool and I'm just going to punch a little hole in the center of my scrap piece of paper. Just like that. Again, I'll show you why in a second. Now, the nice thing with this is it's all got holes there. So I'm going to take a tiny little brad. I've got a black one here. Oops. Throw it on the floor and then across the table. So I'm going to put my wheel behind my designer series paper. And I'm going to push my brad through. And then on the back side, I am going to put my scrap circle. And then you're going to fold your brad over, and you don't want it to be too tight and you don't want it to be too loose, but you want it there so that it's going to hold all your pieces together. And now you can see how this function is going to work. Okay, before we even get the rest of the card together. Alright, now I'm going to flip this over, and you are going to need some dimensionals. So let me just get mine out here. So I've got some dimensionals, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to put them on. So the first sets of dimensionals I'm going to put on is right on this little scrap piece of paper I have. So I'm going to put one on either side of the brad, and then I'm going to put one in each corner of my DSB. Just like so. And I'm going to put one extra one here at the bottom, just towards the bottom of my wheel. Now you want to make sure that you don't put any dimensionals on your wheel itself, or your wheel will not spin. Okay, so now I'm just going to take off the backs of all these dimensionals. Keep going here. So I am using my Take Your Pick tool to handle my dimensionals because I have fake nails, and if you're like me and you have fake nails, it is hard to handle these things. So I found that the Take Your Pick tool is a really handy option so that you're not struggling to handle them. Now I've got a piece of cardstock here. This is just some basic black cardstock. This measures 4 1/8 inch by 5 3/8 inch. And I'm just going to line my DSP on top so that there's approximately a 1/8 inch border on the left top and bottom. And I'm going to push my DSP down, and now you can see you've got kind of like this little extra lip here so that you can turn your wheel. Now the reason why I did that is because I took one of our little arrows and I cut one out. This is super tiny, hopefully you guys can see it. I cut it out of some basic white cardstock, and I used some of our adhesive backed sheets so that I kind of made it like a sticker, and that's so that I don't have to fiddle with the glue. I do have to fiddle to get the backing off, but that wasn't too bad because I have a Take Your Pick tool. Alright, and I'm going to use actually my tool to place my arrow. So now I've got this cute little arrow sticker, and I'm going to stick it down right there, just like so. And now I'm going to glue this to the front of my card base. So the card base that I have here is 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. So it's your standard A4 card, and it's scored in half at 4 1/4. This is our new polished pink cardstock. I am absolutely in love with our new in colors this year, and this is one of them. And I'm going to attach our card front, kind of our wheel, onto my card base. And to do that, I am just going to use some Stampin' Seal. So, fold that over, get some seal on here. Now, you don't have to put your DSB onto an extra piece of cardstock. You could put it directly onto your card base. However, I like to use an extra piece because it just gives it a little bit of extra stability. And then you get a nice little border around. So I've got this black and pink border around my interactive piece of my card. So that's why I do it that way. Now just to decorate, basically. So I've already stamped and die cut out some of these cute little cocktails from the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. And I'm just going to put a dimensional on the back of each one. Just like so. This is such a great way to pick up dimensionals. I love the Take Your Pick tool. I've also got this cute little greeting that says, "I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too." And I've just stamped this with some Versamark and then heat embossed it with some white embossing powder, and this is just basic black cardstock. And I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on there as well. And I'm going to take these backings off. And I'm going to put my greeting on first. I'm going to put it down at the bottom. Just like so. And then I'm going to take the backings off of my cocktails. And I'm going to start by putting one in the center. Right about there. And put the others next to it. I'll line them up, kind of like they're sitting on a table. Just like that. So I think the front of my card is done. I love how this looks. I am going to decorate the inside as well. So I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I've got this cute little stamp from the Nothing's Better Than stamp set. It says, "Because adulting is hard." And I'm going to get my Memento ink pad, and I'm just going to ink this onto this white piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to put it on the inside of my card. And I always stamp before I glue, just in case I screw up, then I can flip over and I can stamp on the other side. And then I haven't lost a whole piece of paper or wrecked my card. Just going to get my chamois out here and clean my stamp off. Okay, so open my card up. I'm going to glue this to the inside of my card using some Stampin' Seal. Hi Gail, I see you're watching. Thanks for joining me. Alright, so stuck that down there. So there's our card. So to go through what my little card says, it says, "Today is a cocktails kind of day. I'm pretty sure tomorrow will be too, because adulting is hard." So hopefully you guys think this card is so cute, and you're able to figure out how to use these dies. They're so much fun and so cute. I made another one yesterday as well. I used the circle window actually, and I paired it with our party puffins. So how cute is this one? This little guy dancing because he's saying happy birthday. And I used the stitch stars from the Give It a Whirl dies as well. And the options I put in the window are the birthday cake, the cute little fish wrapped with a bow, and some birthday candles. So this would be another great set that you can use. This is such a versatile die set, and I highly recommend, if you have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, to get this die set. And if you don't have the machine, pick up the machine and then make these your first set of dies you get, because it's so much fun and they're so versatile. Thank you guys so much for watching me today. Oops, I see my thanks for watching is a little off. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. I hope you had lots of fun, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic weekend. Happy stamping!